What if Salt Lake City was already full of massive granite buildings and castles when Brigham Young arrived in 1847? You guys, this interview is wild. Check this out.
Found them.
Yes.
So that the Masons were in control of organizing and founding these towns. I can't let anybody look at this journal.
He's talking about an old 700-page journal that was passed down through his friend's family from the 1800s. This journal was written by the young wife, one of the wives of Brigham Young in the mid-1800s. His friend has since passed away, but he told him that his family passed this journal down through the generations, keeping it hidden and secret. He showed it to Jack, his friend, and let him read large portions of it, and he's sharing what he read in this journal.
They finally, after this dude that started the Mormon church, Joseph Smith, was killed, he told everybody, get going and just go west. 1847, they went west, and there's a spot on a hill above Salt Lake City that's called Granite Rock.
Granite Rock.
Brigham Young stood on top of and said, this is the place. This journal was from a 14-year-old girl that was 3 people behind Brigham Young when he directly looked down onto the valley and said, this is the place.
So where they were is where this monument is today. This is called the This is the Place Monument. It's very famous, and it's in Salt Lake City overlooking the valley.
He had 15 to 90 wives.
And one of them was this girl that wrote the journal.
One of them was this girl.
Yes.
And she kept a diary. And the one thing that he always noticed, she was writing in it every night. And in her words, it said, Brother Brigham looked out over the valley of a fully built out granite city.
That's because Salt Lake City is biblical Jerusalem.
The Mormon tabernacle, the Mormon temple, the Capitol building.
This is what he saw, guys.
Yep.
From the rock that he stood on, he saw all that just standing there.
Yep.
And she wrote that down, that the men were fascinated.
They knew.
That they were looking at all these old
world
buildings. Well, she didn't think much of it. She just kind of recorded that, like they were fascinated to see all these buildings.
They knew ahead of time.
Average, everyday buildings.
They knew
in
it was
Illinois.
Jerusalem. They knew it was Jerusalem.
Indiana.
That's why
Michigan,
they went there. They went there because
City,
they knew.
Philadelphia. Why would anybody be amazed at the same type of buildings in the valley?
Why the whole country was resettled in the 1800s.
Valley,
they knew.
That are back east. For 20 years, they never needed to build anything for when people were coming across the plains.
That's why they were willing to go there, because they knew. Why do you think people would walk barefoot
the occupied space
through the wilderness and risk all of their children's lives?
They were all fascinated how there was all these rivers and creeks that came off the Rocky Mountains into the Salt Lake Valley. And that was all fresh water, okay? Every building she wrote had the most gorgeous Italian-style fountains.
The Italians probably copied the Salt Lake fountains, or the American fountains.
Guys. The fountains.
There was running water. So not only was the water running over a fountain in from there, and it kept flowing. So
distributed.
Constantly flowing to keep it fresh. So anyone that drank out of the flowing spigots, you had fresh water.
For nothing.
So that was the first thing in that valley was, you just moved into, say, an apartment house there, you had fresh water.
We're just trying to find a better way, all right? A better way. And we know that our history is a big bunch of lies, and Jack is one of the puzzle pieces that we desperately needed. So if you have a puzzle piece out there, please email me, luminary.
They knew. That's why they went there. That's why this country was resettled in the 1800s. All of the infrastructure existed. That's why the Mormons came all the way across from Northern Europe and pushed hand carts across the desert, risking the lives of their children, enduring incredible hardship. Why? To go to a desolate mountain range where nothing existed? I don't think so. I mean, I get having big dreams and all that, but come on. That's because they knew there was stuff there. They knew there were cities. They knew there were castles. They knew there was incredible, mind blowing infrastructure already there. And that is why they went. The New World is the Old World. Our entire history has been twisted and flip-flopped on its head. The Mormon community came over from Eastern Europe and traveled across the plains pushing handcarts and resettled Jerusalem because they knew it was there. I'm still figuring out what all this means, but we know that something's up. It has to do with the Mormons. It has to do with Salt Lake City. It has to do with North America. I know there's more stuff like this out there about existing cities. This guy has supposedly found several old journals. He had one in his family. His friend had one about Salt Lake City. This guy's was about Kansas. If you have heard of anything like this, please reach out to Luminary Lighthouse. He does some incredible interviews. Go watch this interview. I'll link it. It's on YouTube. Go find it. Go watch it. It's worth it. The pieces are coming together. We still have a lot to find, but they're coming together, guys. Something is up. We're going to figure it out.